morning, this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. We'll be looking at the MACDs, the moving averages and the day's support, resistance and pivot levels. It is Saturday, the 7th of November. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar, we're looking at the hourly candlesticks. After yesterday's consolidation, slightly bullish start to the day, you're going to need to see Bitcoin avoid a fall through the pivot at 15,547. Take a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 15,914. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break out from yesterday's high that was at 15,888. So barring extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level, resistance at 16,000 to pin Bitcoin back. In the event of a breakout, should see Bitcoin test the second major resistance level at 16,256 and resistance at 16,500 before any pullback. A fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level sitting at 15,205 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should still well clear sub 15,000 levels. Looking at the MACD, we've got a narrowing of the bearish histograms and a possible bullish cross formation there, so need to keep an eye on that. On the MACDs, we're seeing the 50 pull away marginally from the 100 and the 200 supporting upside through the early part of the morning. So key through the early part of the day, avoid a fall through the pivot. Breakout from yesterday's high to then bring resistance levels and 16,000 levels into play for the day. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, it's a particularly bullish start to the morning. Going to need to see Ethereum still clear of the pivot level at 443.71 to support a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 471.86. Going to need to see support from the broader market now for Ethereum to break through to 470 levels, however. So barring an extended rally through the day, expect that first major resistance level to pin Ethereum back. In the event of an extended rally, expect Ethereum to test the second major resistance level at 478 and resistance at 490 before any pullback. A fall through the pivot would bring the first major support level sitting at 428.51 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should still well clear a sub 420s on the day. Looking at the MACDs, we had the bullish cross late yesterday and a widening of the bullish histogram this morning supporting the upside early on. We're also seeing the 50 EMA pull away from the 100 and the 200 suggestive of a further move on the day ahead. So break through that first major resistance level and you've got 480 levels and resistance of 490 to come into play. Moving across to Litecoin against the US dollar, also bullish start to the morning. Going to need to see Litecoin avoid a fallback through to the pivot level at 61.92 to support a continued run at the first major resistance level at 65.11. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Litecoin to break through to 65 levels, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level at 65.11 to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, should see Litecoin test the second major resistance level at 66.93 and resistance at 67 before any pullback. A fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 60.10 into play. Barring extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should still well clear the second major support level sitting at 56.91. Looking at the MACD, we got a bullish cross this morning at the start of the day supporting of this early upside. And we've got a widening of the 50 from the 100 and the 200 also supporting a bullish day ahead. So avoiding a fallback through that to that pivot level and a break through that first major resistance level at 65.11 should bring 66 levels and resistance at 67 into play. Moving across to Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, tracking the broader market, bullish start to the morning. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP avoid the pivot at 0.2554. to bring that first major resistance level at 0.2652 into play. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ripple's XRP to target 0.265 levels, however. So barring extended rally on the day, expect the first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, got the second major resistance level at 0.2718 and resistance at 0.28 that will likely come into play. A fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 0.2488 into play. Barring extended sell-off, however, should see Ripple's XRP steer clear of sub 0.25 levels. Looking at the MACD, we've got a marked narrowing of the bearish histograms and a possible bullish cross formation there. That's supporting the early upside. We're also seeing the 50 EMA pull away from the 100 and the 200, supportive of a bullish day ahead. So breakthrough 0.265 levels would give Ripple's XRP a run at 0.27 to bring resistance levels at 0.28 into play.